Hey gang, and welcome back. This week we're going to look at my top 5 EDH cards I'd love to see reprinted. Obviously I'm going to exclude the reserve list cards. Any of the alpha, beta, unlimited, revised cards are just not going to make this list, as much as I'd love to see them. First on my list, and purely for financial reasons, the card I would love to see reprinted in number 5 is Damnation. Damnation is one of those cards where every time a new set is coming out, people are clamoring to say that it's going to be finally reprinted. Unfortunately, it never seems to be the case. We've seen things like Modern Masters 2015, Eternal Masters, Commander sets. All of these have come and gone, and we still have yet to see a Damnation reprint beyond a Judge promo. Now, Mono Black isn't really hurting for board wipes. We have tons of stuff from Black Sun Zenith to Ingarok's Wake. That being said though, a Damnation reprint taking it down from its lofty prices would not be really frowned upon. Number 4, Imperial Recruiter. Now, this could entirely just be because I play Animar, and Imperial Recruiter is a great card for an Animar deck. But frankly, I think it's more than just the Imperial Recruiter. A lot of the Portal 3 Kingdom cards could really use a reprint. We've been lucky enough to see a Judge promo of Imperial Seal, which isn't going to help with a lot of the originals price, but it will give us an affordable alternative. I'm sure there are a lot of green decks who would love to run 3 visits, but don't want to fork over the 35 USD to pay for one. We saw a few Portal 3 Kingdoms reprints in Commander 2013, but they really weren't enough. I think any of the Commander supplemental sets would be a great way to introduce more copies of these cards into print. Number 3, the Filter Lands. Twilight Mire and its ilk from Eventide are great EDH cards. They come into play untapped. They allow us to, much like their name implies, filter mana into other colors that we might necessarily want. And although they aren't great in monocolored decks, any 2-color, 3-color, 4-color, or 5-color deck is probably going to run a few of these. The biggest problem with these cards is the fact that their prices have crept up over the years, mostly due to Modern and probably due to EDH. Even with the Zendikar expeditions, a lot of these cards are still really expensive, like Twilight Mire being $34.99 USD according to Star City Games. While not all as expensive as the Twilight Mire, I'm sure having a bunch of these enter the market is not a bad thing. Number 2, the Zendikar Fetchlands. EDH is booming in terms of popularity. A lot of the stores I'm at are seeing more people playing EDH than Standard. The format is as open as your imagination, with people playing any kind of deck in any kind of style that they want. It's one of the reasons I love EDH so much. The issue is, with so many new people entering the format, a lot of the older cards are drying up. Couple that with the fact that Zendikar Fetchlands are staples in Legacy, Vintage, and Modern, and you see cards like Scalding Tarn hitting $100 per. Sure, thankfully in EDH you only have to have one copy, but $100 for one land is a bit of a tall order when it isn't a duel. We've been spoiled pretty recently with Khans of Tarkir allowing us to have the old Onslaught ones, but I feel like we could really use another wave of Zendikar Fetchlands. It would also help people who are really strict about how they build their decks. If they're anything like how I used to be, where you'd only play lands that represented the colors of your commander, and you played a wedge commander, you would often have a harder time affording the fetchland since a lot of the enemy colored ones from Zendikar are very expensive. And my number 1 choice for cards that I wouldn't mind reprinted or for Santa to bring me under my Christmas tree would be Commanders from Commander supplemental sets as foil or unfoiled cards. I love the fact that they brought the Commander 2016 Commanders in foil for everyone to enjoy. The problem that I have though, however, is that there wasn't an option to be able to use it with foil or without foil. The way they were able to do the foils in a lot of these Commander 26 ones are very, very complementary to the card itself. Brea in particular looks really, really good as a foil, but it would still be cool to have a non-foil version. I realize this means adding additional cards to the set, but I really don't think it would hurt them that much. It would allow players to be able to have them altered and done their own way rather than being forced to have only foils of these commanders. In the same breath though, I would also love for them to bring out the older commanders as foil versions. We've already seen them do this for Aloro, Riku, and the Mimeoplasm, either as a Judge promo or through a supplementary set. The main issue is, unless you happen to be a Judge, have a ton of money to buy one of these promos, or just be lucky enough to be able to trade for one, it can be difficult to obtain one. The way I see it, I think they should be able to provide both. That way it'll please both types of players. The ones who want to foil out their entire deck, including their commanders, who unfortunately, because of the earlier sets, are unable to do that, and still give players the option of having cards custom altered, like I did my Zedru, to be able to fit their own personal playstyle. Anyway gang, I hope you had a happy holidays. Those are my top 5 picks for cards I would love to see reprinted in the coming year. What are you hoping to see in the next few standard sets or supplementary sets in summer and fall? Please be sure to tune in at 11 AM Eastern Standard Time for new videos, and until then, I wish you all a Happy New Year's. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more.